Would you like to do roll call for us?
Absolutely. I have myself, Annie Kathy, Adrian Beck, Cheryl Hartman, Dylan Jacks, Melissa Fisher, and MCAT Online. In 206, it looks like we have Commissioner Strohmeyer and Vero, Allison France, Chris Lounsbury, Andrew Chorney, Michelle Denman, Ann Hughes, Carrie Powers. Am I missing anybody?
I think you got everyone.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Annie. Is there any public comment on items not on the agenda today? Seeing none, we have a consent agenda with 4 items. Anything to be pulled off for further discussion?
No, thank you. I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second, any further discussion or public comment on the consent agenda? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have 2 action items today. The first, this looks like an exciting one. External audit services. Bring us up to speed, Michelle or Andrew.
We have entered into, first we had a proposal that we received from a couple of different accounting firms for auditing services.
We're going to have an RFP.
For Missoula County PHC work comp and benefits. We selected Mayor Dussel, who is out of Pennsylvania, for performing these services for us. They are licensed and certified to perform audit services in the state of Montana. They actually have one other client that's a new client for them, and that's the city of Helena. They just started with them this year. They're looking to expand their services a little bit broader due to their ability to perform a significant portion of the work remotely. So we're really excited to become partner with Mayor Dussel as they come in and audit the financial reports for Missoula County PHC work comp and benefits.
And one thing I might add is that this firm, unlike the other firms we've dealt with in the past, they specialize in only governmental accounting. So there's like the firm we lost, that they didn't have anybody to do the work because everybody's leaving to do private accounting. This firm recruits and specializes only in governmental style accounting. That's all they do. So I couldn't have been more impressed.
Did anyone else respond to the RFP?
Yeah, there was. There were 2 responses.
Yeah, we did. We had 2 responses to our RFP. The other responder was also from out of our area. They do both local government, public sector work, as well as private sector work. They were a very good firm as well. But when we compared everything, the 2 pieces I think that had us looking most favorably at Mayor Dussel was, one, as Andrew stated, they are only a public sector, local government, financial services firm, audit firm, and it was their price point. So the other firm was a bit more expensive.
I am happy if you guys are happy. This is such an tangled
It's amazing
nightmare.
how expensive audits have gotten in 5 years. 1.2 million.
And is this, sorry, Andrew, this is required by state law?
It is.
It's not like we're in trouble or something.
No, it's required by state law as well as federal law.
Right.
Audited financial reports are required for any bond issuances that we want to look at. It's required, by the SEC for bond issuances that we've already received, and it's a requirement.
Did you say 1.2 million?
The other bid
For 5 years.
The other bid was 1.7.
What was it for the last 5 years?
It was less than this. One of the reasons I did speak directly to the firm as we were entering into this relationship. And I said to him, what makes your work so special that you can charge us this amount of money? And his comment was,
Options.
our work, no, his comment was, the work is the same. The work has not changed over the past few years. He said, what has changed is the cost of the employees.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
prior to 20, they could bring on an intern because they utilize, all auditing firms utilize interns substantially. But to bring on an intern, they paid them somewhere in the neighborhood of $20 an hour. They can't even get an intern to submit an application at this point in time unless they're paying an intern $35 an hour. For right out of the gate, new hires. The only experience they might have is through an internship. They have no CPA exam or a license. They were paying them close to low 50s for annual salary. They cannot even get anyone at this point in time with, again, those credentials for upwards of $70,000, close to $80,000 a year as their starting salary.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's in the last 3 years.
Gotta do this. What do you think?
Yeah, so yes, I was gonna say, well, we've done, how many firms have we had to go through in the last?
Too many.
Too many.
Number 3.
Okay, so we're locked in for 5 years with
Yep.
these folks.
And they're gonna get the 22 and 23 audits done almost simultaneously.
Correct. They're going to,
Wow.
yeah, we have had some pre-engagement conversations, kind of staging our work, how we're going to be getting them information, how they're going to take that information, what they're going to do over the next couple of months. We're preliminarily starting with issuing schedules and source documents early November. They'll be setting a plan in place for field work. Once they have that information, they'll be here. They're scheduled to be here, I think it's the week of January 1. They'll bring in 6 different auditors during that week, be here on site. Then they'll return to their homes, work exclusively on Missoula County work, and then come back in early February, go back again, work exclusively on Missoula County work through the end of February, pick us back up again in April. And then they would like to set a time to discuss the draft financial report with everyone for FY22 and FY23 about mid-May, and then finalize the FY22 and 23 financial statements by June 30th.
So remind me, so our prior firm crapped out on us and we're having to have this new firm deal with FY22 and 23.
Mhm.
Like literally
Did
solved.
we get a refund or anything?
We didn't pay them for those services.
Oh, well, that's good.
Okay,
Okay.
because we were in a multi-year contract with them.
Yeah.
We were.
And it was just kind of odd, you would think they were under contract and would want us to keep, we mentioned, okay, back to them. They couldn't back off quick enough. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
So have we gotten some special dispensation from the state of Montana? I'm assuming we're past due on FY22, or are we not?
We are.
Yeah.
We are.
Okay.
Well, deal with S&P as well.
Correct. It's the concern and the reason that we need to get this in contract in place and get moving forward with our plan is more in regards to our federal requirements than the state requirements.
But then back to your question, do we get any special compensation?
Oh, or dispensation.
Or dispensation.
I'm just
Thank
thinking, is our penalty from the state for not having timely filed the thing?
Not for our financial statements. We filed, there's 2 different reports that we're required to file. One is our annual comprehensive financial report, and then there's our annual financial report. The annual financial report is a state required document. And those are not audited. We have filed those. Those have been reviewed by the state, and that's been approved by the state. So we have our state reporting in.
Well, I move to approve the contract and engagement letter.
So, all in favor, or any public comment on this? See none, all in favor? Aye. Thanks for your work on this. It's a lot to
Fingers
juggle.
crossed.
Yeah. Better days ahead.
Yes.
Adrian, please share with us what you have about Pulse Point.
Good morning, Commissioners. So by just way of introduction and context, in the consent agenda, you had the award for a Homeland Security grant in the amount of $65,000 for a community CPR initiative. This project is an attempt to educate the public on how to do hands-only CPR, not necessarily worried about issuing certification cards of that nature, but really just trying to get more people trained in CPR with the hope that we can save more lives from cardiac arrest. Pulse Point is a component of that project in that what you have before you today is a service agreement with Pulse Point, which is a foundation that created an app. And the easiest way to describe it is that as we would train the public in CPR, we would have them register for this app. When a 911 call is created for a cardiac arrest or for a CPR call, if it happens to be in a public place, those individuals that have the app would get notified of that if they're within a certain proximity of that call location. And the idea and the hope is that they would, kind of self-respond to administer CPR. An additional component of Pulse Point is that it also will direct them to where the closest automated external defibrillator is located. Pulse Point was adopted by the state of Montana exclusively for the purpose of AED or automated external defibrillator registrations. And so this is an add-on to that where we have that kind of public response component with Pulse Point, as well as just getting a better handle on where all of our AEDs are located within Missoula County, in private businesses, as well as those that are in public locations. The contract is going to be funded out of this grant for the first year. In conversations with both Community Medical Center and St. Patrick's Hospital, they have committed to jointly fund ongoing successive years. So.
Okay. Thanks. That sounds good.
I'm like, what about AEDs that are expired? That just doesn't matter.
Well, so
because then you have people there to do CPR. Yeah, never mind.
So the batteries, the batteries and the patches have a shelf life for them, but they also alert you when they're going to die, and they can be switched out. They make noises. They do.
They do make noises. And part of the AED registry component of Pulse Point is knowing what those expiration dates are, and there's some automated alerts in the system itself that we would have optics into.
Great.
Okay.
Yes. Move that the chair sign the service agreement with Pulse Point.
Second, any further discussion or comment on Pulse Point? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
The state's platform was called Flatline.
Yeah, that was a bad 80s movie.
Okay, no correspondence, no discussion items, no upcoming events, nothing to sign, no other comments unless anyone? I ran into someone yesterday out at the.
Are they okay?
Out at the fundraising event at Extension and Butterfly House, who is an avid listener of the agenda. So there's
Nice.
person out there.
Person out there. Awesome.
That's all I have.
That's great.
New name. Yeah, podcast is now called The Agenda. So listen wherever
Very, very catchy.
you get your podcasts.
Yeah. And also, I did not know the pulp is a thing. I'm so late to that. And I just read that. That was a great article that Josh forwarded.
Yeah, it's good.
Mobile support.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good day, everyone. We're done.
Thank you.